In our first reading today, the prophet Isaiah says that foreigners who join themselves to the Lord will be brought to God's holy mountain and made joyful in my house of prayer. For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Well, the Canaanite woman in Matthew's gospel today comes to Jesus, but she isn't welcome right away, is she? She begs him to cure her daughter, but Jesus doesn't say anything to her. Her prayers seem to fall on deaf ears. In fact, Jesus' first words to the woman seem rude. It's not right to take the food of the children and throw it to the dogs. I think this is the only incident in the gospel where Jesus doesn't immediately heal someone who asks him. So what are we to make of this story? Well, for one thing, in Matthew's gospel, Jesus often insists he came first to the Jews. He himself was an observant Jew from Nazareth who kept away from the Gentiles. That's the picture Matthew's gospel presents, and it seems to be historically true. His mission was to bring God's message to the children of Israel. His followers were all Jews. He healed and taught in Jewish towns and cities that were predominantly Jewish. But the Canaanite woman, an outsider, is a woman of extraordinary faith. She keeps after him. Lord, help me, she says. O woman, great is your faith. Let it be done for you as you wish, Jesus finally says to her. And the woman's daughter was healed from that hour, Matthew says. So what can we say about the way Jesus dealt with that woman? Can we say that the silence of Jesus toward the woman is like the silence of God at times? God can seem so silent, so hard and uncaring at times. A daughter's sick, a wife's dying, a child is taken away so young. Why doesn't God do something? Why doesn't God say something? Why so distant? In Matthew's gospel, the story of the Canaanite woman follows the storm at sea, you remember. We read that last week. When Jesus called Peter to walk on the waters, he did, but then his faith failed and he began to sink. His faith was faith up to a point. And now Matthew follows that story with this one, the story of a woman who's not a Jew, not someone familiar with Jesus, but her faith is far stronger than Peter's. You of little faith, why do you doubt? Jesus says to Peter. Your faith is great, Jesus says to the woman. It will be done as you wish. And that's the kind of faith we ask for, like that woman's faith, strong, persevering, a faith that doesn't doubt, even when God is silent.